Hello, Guardians. It is Ebontis. It is March 27th. Today it is Perdition Lost Sector, and we are on Master difficulty today. So remember, these only last for 24 hours, and then they rotate. I see that comment a lot. So if you are viewing this, just remember, any Legend or Master Lost Sector will only be that difficulty for 24 hours, and then what was Legend will then bump up to Master, and what was Master will no longer be, and you'll have a new Legend somewhere else. So they go through a 24-hour rotation. There's two up at a time, and they just kind of follow each other around the directory, depending on which one is next. So today with Perdition, it's a Vex Lost Sector, so we've got Barrier and Overload champions. Arc damage is going to be like the big thing that hurts the most. So you've got Destination modifier plus arc and aerial damage taken. So it's always keep your feet on the ground. Really wish that would change. Arc burn damage is doubly, like 50% more arc damage coming in and also going out. So arc damage is going to do a lot if you've got it, but it's also going to hurt a lot if you take it. So keep that in mind. Master damage modifier is famine, so ammo is going to be sparse. We'll cover that one a little bit and just hope to get lucky. And then also Vex modifier shocker. That's just when you kill a goblin, they have the pool of electricity on the ground. For modifiers, I'm going to go overload bow, just because what you're going to have is a whole bunch of harpies pretty much sprinkled in enough places throughout that you're going to need a consistent way to kill harpies, and their shields are arc. So I'm going to go bow there, and I'm going to use Trinity Ghoul. Just a fun one to use. Nice way to put out a decent chunk of damage, and the chaining is kind of nice. As for barrier, I am going to go sniper rifle. Now, the barrier snipers in this thing take quite a few shots, depending on if you can get close to them or not. So that being said, you're going to want sniper scavenger, you're going to want sniper reserves, you're going to want sniper ammo finder, you're going to want it all if you can. And the other option here is if you're running, basically, if you're running arc, you could put arc resistance on. And I might do that, just arc damage coming in. But honestly, it's mostly void, and it's mostly splash damage. So my advice, honestly, if you got void resistance, like your chest piece is void, run that. If not, run concussive damper. It's also going to be a pretty sizable benefit as well. You're going to have two Minotaurs, just random red bars that have arc or void shields on them. Hence my void subclass. I've also got a bubble if I can ever use this thing right, but I seem to misplace my use there. And then finally, I've got a sword. Now, I've thought through a lot of different options here. Main reason I'm running an arc sword is just because arc damage is so high. If you do actually get close enough, you can pump out some damage and probably sacrifice a life or two to do so. Debating on a rocket launcher and a grenade launcher also to try. So if I come back and I switch those up, I'll kind of explain why. I did make it through with this loadout, though. I did actually finish it. Can't say it was the prettiest thing in the world. So if you guys do have a arc rocket launcher or an arc grenade launcher you prefer to use, and it's already infused up to a reasonable level, that is important. That being said, your level matters on your weapons. I don't know if you guys have done anything over your level, but this one, say, is 1300. It's almost the same thing. This one is 1306. This will hit noticeably harder against the enemies that you're firing at because the level of your weapon up until like a certain point is going to make a difference. So if you have a 1300 and a 1306, you're going to want to use the high piece of gear when it comes to especially something trying to break champions like barrier. It's going to be important. Same thing. You're also going to want to make sure if you're working against champions that you have major spec on. Boss spec works when it comes to bosses itself, but major spec is what's going to help you when it comes to champions. So let's jump in. I'll show you guys how it goes, and if there are outtakes, you'll see those right before the outro. So there probably will be some outtakes. Here we go. All right, so when you load in, come up here on the stairs. We're going to work on the harpies first. So get yourself a little height. If you start breaking these guys, you're going to be able to, and again, if you don't have the catalyst for Trinity Ghoul, you may prefer a different option. You may prefer an exotic on your heavy as opposed to someone else. But the big thing to make note of is wherever you are going to work this from, get yourself, an easy out for cover. Also, you're going to see the big old Hydra go far away. You're going to want to put as much damage into him as possible from far away. So once he turns around, perk of barrier, you can sit here and fire through his shield like all day long. Gonna grab me a little ammo down here. Probably shouldn't waste that because on scavenger I pick up like 7 at a time. If he will ever move, that'd be fantastic. Now, if he doesn't want to move and you don't push too far forward, you can just sit here and kind of work him until he leaves the room. Okay, he's just going all sorts of flying. When he leaves, then you can push up for the rest. Really, you're just gonna go crazy? I see how it is. You're not going to see him until you get to the top of the stairs. Now we can start spawning the next phase of guys. Hence why you can do this in phases. If you don't go too far forward, you can kind of spawn them in a bit of a controlled fashion. Next is going to be some harpies. We're going to have those. Chain lightning is fun on those if you get them to work together for you. You're also going to have a minotaur floating around there somewhere. There we go. There's the minotaur. Now if you can pull him up close. Get him to walk through that and break a shield. Oh, come on. I'll just kind of force my way through a shield, I guess. Not, you know, completely advisable. If that's honestly the case and you can force your way through that, it's not required for you to match that subclass. I could probably go with something a little more powerful for damage. But for the time being, we're just going to stick with this on this run, just in case the bubble helps me out. Once you get up to a certain point, you will pull the next set of enemies. This is going to include an overload minotaur, so you are going to want to pull back. Try and take out what you can from range. Actually stunned him there, which was not really the intention, but I'll take it. Big thing, try and kill what you can from far away. It's going to help you a little bit. Now, once you kind of get everything dead up there, make sure you get the 2 hobgoblin snipers, even if you have to actually snipe them back. Then we can start messing around with whatever's going to happen here. I'm going to go for like the sword commit. Actually worked. Sometimes that does not. Just kind of depends on how it goes. Now, the sniper ammo you see falling down here, don't forget about it. Believe me, I've run almost all the way down the stairs coming back for sniper ammo because the barrier champions can be a little finicky on this one. So we got a decent amount of sniper ammo, which is helpful. Hence why I said all those ammo finder scavenger perks. When I pick up like 1 sniper box, it's like 7 bullets. Much more beneficial. Super is up in case I do need it. May not be that beneficial, but you're also going to be dealing with the overload captain coming up soon. So if you actually do get that chance. Again, I'm just going to go for the sword swings where I can. If I can get him killed. See, was not able to. Mostly that was because I think I started in the air, which is weird with him being on the stairs, but that's kind of okay to knock him around. Only problem is going through some ammo. You don't always have the most ammo, so it's a bit of an issue, but hopefully on these guys I might get a little bit. He's just really frustrating. Now, if I know I can pull him down to me, perhaps I might go for a bit more of an aggressive fashion here. Gotta find him first. There he is. I'm gonna try and pull him into the bubble. Now, in here, I'm definitely gonna be able to do more damage to him. If I can actually hit his butt. Okay. Okay, this is about as poorly as this could possibly go. Somehow we did actually survive it. Alright, well that is not how I would advise to do that session, but that's one way to use your bubble in the poorest fashion possible. Alright, so once we get all of these guys down, should be most of them. I'm doing good on sniper ammo, which is a lot of what I'm going to use because you're going to have 2 barrier champions up here and 2 barrier champions at the end of the room. So most of what I'm going to need at this point is going to be my sniper ammo. But at this point, you also are going to have some wyvern now, so you're going to need to manage those. They're going to be probably the most annoying thing. I hate how wyvern you can't find like a consistent crit spot to do damage. You just kind of have to pack away on them. That's pretty much it. Now this again, if you do have that art grenade, you can probably break the shield, hit him once. It'll probably cook. Oh, you better not get that shield back. Yeah, chase him down. If you break that shield, just kill it. Now, you should also be able to find your harpy friend, which is going to be... He's not dead. There he is. Hydra, not harpy. He's an easy kill. There you go. So again, you're seeing some ammo on the ground. I actually did get some heavy. That's nice. Now, again, this is the point where you start doing damage, and it's really hard if you don't have a clean shot. The only problem is you have 2 of them. So it's trying to balance your angles of how aggressive you want to be with this one. Just be ready when it switches. And then you can start trying to put some shots in. Just be ready as it goes back and forth with that switch. actually going to go try and get aggressive here with this. Even if I die... Oh, now, I will tell you, there's one glimmer of hope on that guy. If you don't actually cause aggro on the enemy, they won't get their health back quite yet. Not a bad thing to come back through down here, actually get some of the sniper ammo I had. So what I'm actually going to want to do is really go for one shot on that barrier champion if the health hasn't come back yet, and if I can get a shot at it. Right here. Worth the death right there. Absolutely worth it. Now this guy's going to be really annoying. Best way I've found with him on Master, especially if you're lower level, don't have a whole lot to work with on him. I'm pretty low on heavy as well. You can pull down the stairs with both of these guys and just shoot the big wing. At some point they'll kind of back off and you can kind of chase them back up the stairs. Their shots aren't fast, so if you just kind of shoot strafe back and forth, you can manage them a little bit. You can pull all the way down these stairs, and they typically won't follow you all the way. I say that, and sometimes they will. Most of the time, they usually kind of hover in the middle of the stairs. But again, if you manage just to slowly strafe back and forth between these shots, it's not actually as bad as you think here. They're annoying, but I really can't find a crit spot basically ever in a Master difficulty activity, but it is doable. Alright, so now we've cleared up some of the ads. You're still going to have a couple up top with this guy. So you're going to have a barrier champion up there. We're also going to have a few more goblins, I'm sure. But now we just got to find everybody. I take it back. We got this guy first. Yep, there's a death. This is why I say the concussive damper / void resistance is probably your best option. Even though arc burn is on, even the boss is going to hit you with arc. Most things, barrier champions, the boss, those guys, they're all hitting you with arc, so it's not as big of a deal if you're not running. I can actually hit him in the back if I catch him. I cannot tell you how annoying that is, just to be like, I want to shoot you in your one crit spot. Oh, but I have to be behind you? Oh, cool. So nice. Again, just slowly whittling away his health here. Keep pulling down the stairs. Watch being airborne. Remember, that's a giant mistake usually. Just to actually add some bonus cover there. I'm doing the whole, like, driving my Mario Kart racing cart with my head. I'm leaning away from these shots right now. It's kind of ridiculous. Probably good my camera's not on for this one. It's a bit goofy. Alright, so we got some ammo, which is good. Got through most of the annoying stuff. I say most. We're not quite done. There's still more champions of fun. But up here we may have one or two more goblins, and then we're going to have the last barrier before we get to the boss circuit. Here. Going to get some damage on. As soon as you get enough damage, be ready for the switch. If you can get that crit, you're definitely going to cause it to go. And if you get that, I might throw a grenade at his feet, actually. Keep that working. Oh, no, 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 no. Don't you get that health back, you piece of crap. And that will happen sometimes, too. Trust me, it sucks. And sometimes you're just like, screw you. I just want to kill you. And you just got to go for it. Sometimes it works. But as you've seen, I've also sacrificed my body a couple times just to get a couple of kills. Occasionally, that's worth it, too. So this is not what I would call like the be-all end-all of perfect flawless guides. This is, I just want to get my way through a master and see if I can get a drop. I will tell you I cleared this once already. I did not get an exotic on the first one. I kind of figure if you get through a master exotic solo that you should probably get a drop. Nope, not guaranteed either. Just to confirm. That's typically why I like to do the legend difficulty ones, because they're much easier to farm and get through, and your odds are still not awful to get an exotic from those. So, unless you're just like, you know, 1325, pretty high on the artifact, just working, you know, putting the work in, save your sniper if you're running in this method. If you're running like a scout rifle for barrier, you can do whatever you want to right now. But at this point, I'm saving my sniper ammo for 2 guys. So I'm mostly just working this guy down very slowly. May chunk a grenade back there if I can get one. I overshot that one. Again, don't forget, the boss in and of himself is not that hard. Just with the bow, I already got him almost down to half health. He's not the tough part. It's just the champions. They're the tough part. But you notice where I'm at in the arc on these stairs right now? Not much is actually hitting me due to the way their projectiles work. They're kind of in that arc. And they typically won't be quite as painful if you can play this reasonably. Now, I'm not trying to mess with that guy in the back. He's not even my concern. Honestly, just leave the barrier guys alone. And mostly just sit here at the boss. If you can find him, if he's going to play nice with the stairs, he'll move around. But if you can use these stairs for cover, every third of health he's going to spawn another wave. So we're at that now. Another set of ads. He's going to get a little more aggressive at this point. But you notice his arc can't hit me. So if you get to the point where you're kind of head glitching the boss, in a way to speak. But it works. It's really kind of just the nice thing about it. Chain lightning is nice if it gets going. Again, just try and find a place where you can put the damage out, feel fairly safe. There are a few of these occasional windows where you feel like you're okay. Now again, you're going to have enemies quite a bit spread out, so watch that. Barrier guys will typically wander to the back, actually, and you can seriously just kill him. He's shooting into that giant brick in front of him, but I can just sit here. There we go. That one worked. Now, well, for one, I'm quite low on normal ammo, so that tells you how many arrows it takes. About 60, just pretty much everything you got. Now, you might die here trying to get some ammo. It's probably worth it, though. But at this point, pretty much what you need to do is find a way to isolate them both. It's hard to get them both. It really is. So you're probably going to die, or at least I have on this one. I've got 2 minutes left, so I've got to kind of commit at this point and go for one of these. So at this point, what I want to try and do, see if I can bring one of these guys in. It completely failed. Could not have failed any harder right there. I do have ammo to pick up, which is nice, but this is the hard part now, is trying to isolate these two. Now, they're not even going to turn around for me. They're not going to play nice at all. So I do have ammo, which is good. You can play nice. This box, if they're actually this far up, is really fun to use. Now, if I can get this aggressive, I'll actually go that aggressive with it. No! Here's the problem with reloading. I'm also completely out of, like, oh god, all ammo. Well, this is cute. I would advise against jumping for that exact reason. Well, I have 45 seconds to have any more deaths at this point, so now is when you can try and play the stairs game, if you can get far enough away. You can get one of them to play nice. You just have to make sure you get a line of sight on him, because if you can't see him, you can't shoot him. 30 seconds. He's gonna go. And make sure you stay on top of those reloads. Also push up in case he wanders. Be ready for the shield. Be ready on the reload again. Stay aggressive. He's gonna pop again. Keep breaking that shield. If you get one down, the other one's much, much easier. And again, I got all the way to the end, completely ran out of ammo. So that's why the ammo finder really, really helped me out, actually. All right, I can no longer die. So I got to play really, really passive back here, way in the back just to kill this last guy. But you do have to kill all the champions. I could open the chest right now, but you have to kill every champion to be able to get the chest. So keep that in mind. Sometimes I get the single shot, and it just must be like the perfect time I get it right as he casts his shield. But there's other times it definitely takes two. So keep that in mind how you time your shots. Always have at least two in backup. You can't always depend on that one doing it. Maybe it's just because I get a crit. I haven't quite figured out that specific nature yet. That's everything. So, a little over 15 minutes. That's a pretty ugly run, I'll be completely honest. But hopefully we open this and get something good. That's not what I would call good, but that is the exact same way I ran the last one. Now, I've had this thing at the bottom where it doesn't show platinum rewards. Like the first time I did it, it was platinum. Second time, killed everything the same way. Killed the exact same number of enemies. no showing platinum. Doesn't mean you didn't do platinum, doesn't mean an exotic can't drop. It's just, I wish that would be a little more reliable so you knew if you did miss something. But if you kill everything that I showed you guys, that should still count for platinum. So let's go back to Orbit. And somehow there were no outtakes. I wasn't recording the outtakes, but believe me, there were plenty of deaths going into this one. So let's get back to the surface and we'll finish this up. So that pretty much wraps this one up. Now, as I said, it's not like a perfect build. So what I would actually like, if you guys have success with other builds or better heavy choices, better subclasses, you could run something different in here for sure. I do like the idea of just, you know, something here for your energy slots that is going to manage your overload. If you prefer Risk Runner, that's totally fine. Risk Runner is going to be a little harder to activate just because I don't think there's a lot of arc damage coming your way. So Trinity Duel is kind of nice just for the bow aspect of it. You could go Sniper Rifle, you could go Scout Rifle up here. If you're worried about ammo, Scout Rifle for barrier is probably going to be your safer option. And then down here for your heavy, you've pretty much got any option you feel comfortable with. I just felt like doing a sword for entertainment value. It did actually, it was able to cut through the void shields for the 2 Minotaurs that came at me. So that being said, you can really run any subclass up here you want. And if I was going to probably do this again, I would go Striker, and I would probably actually use my Curious of the Falling Star just to nuke 1 or 2 of the champions along the way. So hopefully this video helped you guys out. If it did, let me know in the comments below if you got any success for dropping exotics. If you have other builds, comment below with those as well. If you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and the alert bell. That'll let you guys know when new videos come from me. I'm going to be covering Destiny, of course, but I'm also going to be covering Outriders, which launches on Thursday, April 1st. And I am doing a giveaway for that one. So you guys can actually get a chance to earn a copy of Outriders, and it's going to be for Steam on PC. The link will be below in the description, so if you guys check that one out, it's free to enter. There's multiple different ways to get extra entries in there if you want to. So throw your name in the hat. Honestly, I've been having fun with that game. It should be a fun one to cover. If you just want a breather, April's going to be a little lighter when it comes to Destiny, I have a feeling, so it might kind of fall in a perfect spot. You guys can also find me on Twitter. So I'll do any of antics out there, stream schedules and everything. I try and post it where I can. And then, of course, on Twitch, I do a lot of my streaming there, but I also stream here on YouTube. So thank you guys very much for the support. Get your name in the hat for that drawing for the copy of Outriders on Steam. And I will see you guys soon in the next video. Thank you guys very much. Have a good one.